Okay, so welcome to my disgustingly huge art haul. I have so many of the art things, and I just got a new camera rig, so now I can show them to you. I have no idea where to begin, or I had no idea where to begin. It just occurred to me though, I can show it to you in categories. Now, everything that I have would not fit on this table, so you're not seeing everything I have. But I will insert a little overview shot I took with my phone here. So you can see I have all kinds of fine liners, I have stupid amounts of markers, I have paints, I have watercolors, I have sketchbooks, I have miscellaneous tools and supplies. Because I am going to hopefully, no promises because we all know I'm terrible when I say things like this, but I'm going to hopefully buckle down and really start putting more effort into these YouTube things. So anyway, let me get everything cleaned up, and I guess we'll start with, actually, let me not clean everything up because that's just going to take extra time and I will become unmotivated. I have met myself, I know. So we'll just start with what's already on the table. Paper. La-da-da. So, as you can see, I have this book that you've been staring at. This is new. It's new as far as as far as this haul's concerned, it's new. I have already started writing in it. I decided I wanted to get into hand lettering, so this is a little of what I've been doing. And I also decided that I wanted to get into bullet journaling. So these are bullet journal theme ideas that I've been writing down, and then notes for myself, and that's all I've got so far. So it's only like, what, maybe 10 pages, not even, of stuff. But so that's the first sketchbook I have, is a new hand lettering book. And of course, that means that I must have a bullet journal. So it's very reflective and shiny, you can see my lights in it. So I have this Lemome journal, and you can see it's still in the plastic. It literally just came today. I just got the rest of all my art stuff today, so that's when nothing's opened unless I already had it and I opened it, but most of this stuff is completely new. But here, I won't open it up. We'll save it for my first bullet journaling video, which will be, I don't know, one of the next videos. Maybe not the next one, but because I'm going to start in August. And hopefully this video will go up when it's still July. But yeah, so I'm going to start in August, and it'll be in August through December bullet journal. It's got graph paper. That's why I bought this particular brand. It seemed like a nice journal. I don't know. I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know if it's nice, but it has graph paper in it, which I thought would be really helpful for my hand lettering, at least to start out, and then maybe I'll switch over to one of the dot journals next year or something, or if I get sick of the graph paper. But I like graph paper because I play D&D, so I'm well versed with graph paper. But anyway, so yeah. That's my new bullet journal. Stay tuned for that video when that happens. This was just, these are my favorite kind of sketch pads. It's what I use to do my normal sketching, and these were on sale at Michael's for like 40% off or something, so I got one of those. Guess I could show you these. Just a thing that I picked up because it was like $6, but they are Eraseable Prismacolor Col-erases. They are erasable colored pencils, and I've seen people sketch with them on the interwebs, and they write in all these colors. I've seen people sketch with them on the interwebs, and their sketches just look super cool. So in that new sketchbook I showed you, this one that I picked up, I'm going to use these to sketch with and see how that goes. It might go horribly, it might go wonderfully, I have no idea. We will find out together. Well, maybe not totally together, I might cheat and do a little bit, but anyway. You'll see what they look like when I, at some point, show you. This is a big part to do with this whole haul. So this is a giant, hold on, let me get in the middle. This is a giant sketchbook of Copic ink paper. And what I'm going to do is, I've seen people, okay, let me back up. I have a full set of Copic sketch markers. All 300 and whatever stupid number there are, because I am a sick person. But being a sick person, I realize that not everybody can also be a sick person such as myself. And so what I've decided I'm going to do is, I got this big sketchbook of marker paper, and I am going to do marker comparisons. And I am gonna compare every single kind of marker that I can possibly find and rate them on the same scale, so that it is easy to figure out what the best marker for you is. And I, again, sick person, have a lot of markers, as you would have seen from earlier. I have a lot of markers to try out, and I also want to hear from you. Tell me what kind of markers you want me to try. And I'm gonna dedicate one page to every brand, every kind of marker that I either have or is suggested to me. And there are, what, 50 sheets in here, I think? 70 pounds, 50 sheets, yeah. 70 sheets of 11 by 14 paper. So hopefully we can make a mess. Because I understand that Copic markers are expensive, and there must be alternatives. So I'm going to figure out what some good alternatives would be. I want to get into watercoloring a little more seriously than maybe I have in the past. I have dabbled in really basic, like, Crayola watercoloring. I have a palette, I really do have a palette of Crayola watercolors that I use. When I make my cards, if you look in my Etsy shop, for example, my TARDIS cards have a watercolor background, but it's just really vibrant, like, color vomit, which looks really cool and like wibbly wobbly timey-wimey, which is great. But I really want to get into real, like, try some real watercoloring. I have cold press paper. I've never used hot press paper, so I bought this little pad of hot press paper. It's 140 pound because that's what the internet suggested that I get. And hot press is apparently smoother, so you can get like more like of an airbrushed effect or something. It looks less like watercolors. I don't know. Which, actually, now come to think of it, that's kind of stupid. I want to do watercolor, but I bought paper so that it would look less like watercolor. Right. Going along with that, watercolor block is this watercolor sketchbook, because I have lost my mind, clearly. And to go along with this watercolor sketchbook of awesomeness, and it's hardcover and it's very nice and I like it a lot. I've been touching it a lot, not in an inappropriate way. Never mind. Anyway, so yeah, it's 48 pages, Strathmore watercolor paper. It doesn't have as much tooth as I expected it to, actually, because it's cold pressed. So I expected it to have, you know, a little bit of texture to it, but it doesn't really seem to. It has a little texture, but not like I was expecting. And then I have these awesome big binder clips that the internet also suggested I use to keep my pages flat in the sketchbook. So I have some of those, and I also have more smaller ones. I might use those in the bullet journal as like a placeholder kind of a thing, so I can flip to my pages easily or something. I really like them. They're rose gold, which I know the world has mixed feelings on rose gold, but I like it. I thought they were cooler than just the regular black binder clips. Found them on Amazon. Most of the stuff came from Amazon because, again, I'm a sick human being. Here are the rest of those rose gold paper clips that I told you about. Yeah, I think I'm going to use some of them in my bullet journal. The two big ones are in my watercolor journal to keep the pages down. And maybe I'll use a couple medium ones too. I haven't really decided yet. I don't think they're really big enough, but I'm going to use, I think, a couple of the medium ones in, or at least one of the medium ones. I guess the next thing I will show you is the watercolor stuff that I bought. Let me start off with the brushes, because the brushes, I do have all the brushes that I ordered. So I got a set of round brushes in varying sizes, plus it goes up to an 8 in this. It's like a whole bunch of sizes up to an 8, and then I also went out and purchased a 12. because the world told me that I need size 12 round brush, and when the world tells me things, I listen. I also got a flat brush, 3/4 inch flat brush to, what's it called? To do flat washes. And because of some of the ideas that I have, I also went out and bought a teeny tiny little fan brush. It's adorable. Look how cute it is. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. It's very firm too. I like it. I like it a lot. It tickles. But anyway, so these are my brushes. I really like them. And I also have, I already have a, you know those brushes that hold water? So I have, I got this water brush in, I have the Sakura Koi watercolor set. I got it in a scroller box, and it came with this brush. So I have this little brush that holds water. I don't like this because I can't control the water very well. It always seems to leak out and give me like way more water than I want, and everything gets really fluid and wet, and I end up with a huge mess on my page, and that's definitely not what I want. So I have this, I may use this, but I got these because I thought I would like them better. Only time will tell if that is the truth. So I bought 3 different sets of paints that I have here. I still have a few loosies that aren't here yet. A few loosey-goosies. Let me get this out of here. No one wants to see that. But I have the Mission Gold Class Watercolors set. It's a set of 36 colors. I got it off of Amazon after watching many recommendation videos. And the watercolors I'm waiting for from England are the Schmenke, I don't really know how to say it. I'll put it on the screen real quick. That brand, I've got 1 watercolor, and then I've got a few gouache coming, because I am told that it's basically sort of like, maybe not the cream of the crop, but they're really nice apparently, which they better be for the price that I paid for them. But they're like stupidly hard to get in the US. So in lieu of those, I got a set of 36 Mission Gold Class watercolors by Mijello. I don't know where these are made. I feel like these are, somebody told me they're Korean, made in Korea. Yes, made in Korea. So I have literally no idea how to say that, but they come with this cool palette thing too, which I'm excited about, and I will open in a video when I use them, and you will be able to see them with me. Hooray! But yeah, so that's those, and then I also have a set of gouache. Now, these are super cheap gouache. Like, they I got 24 and I think I paid $10. These are not fancy gouache colors, gouache watercolors, whatever. It's not acrylic gouache. I did almost buy acrylic gouache on accident, but then I realized the error of my ways. Anyway, so I have these 24 colors of gouache, plus I have the Schmenke, whatever, however you say that, coming in the mail. And please excuse the grandfather clock in the background. And I also got a set of Finetech pearlescent colors. Which I am super stoked about. You have no idea. So excited. Because they are super metallic. Super metallic. Like, I have seen them on black and it just is so cool. So I'm very excited to try these out. I'm very excited to put shiny shit all over my watercolors. So excited. On to the masking fluids, I guess. This is another series of comparisons I'm going to show you at some point. I may use a couple other kinds, but these are the ones I've got right now. I've got Mr. Masking Fluid, I've got Incredible White Mask. This is specifically made for nail art, so I do not know if it will work for art, but we will see. I'm gonna show you my white stuff, which sounds really bad when you put it like that. All right, so this is all the white stuff I have to try. Now this is the white stuff that I always use. I use the Uniball Signo gel pen. It's fairly common. But I have all this other white stuff that I am going to try out for you. I have used the Copic Opaque White before. And I have many times great fallback as white acrylic paint. So I have used those, but I've never used the Posca paint pens. I've never used it's a Sharpie paint pen, oil-based paint pen. I used a jelly roll once, literally one time, and it was awful, and I hated it. But I'm gonna try revisiting it because it seems like everybody in the universe uses these, and I don't know why, because I despise them. And I don't want to despise them. I have Copic Opaque White in a different sort of jar with a different applicator brush thingy, so we'll try that out. I've got Ranger White, I've got Marvy Reminisce white stuff, just all the white stuff. And if I can find more white stuff before I do the video on the white stuff, there'll be even more white stuff. Oh yeah, this one. Dr. Martin's Pen White. I don't know. It looks like another one like this I use with my dip pen. So I'm assuming that this one you also use the dip pen or maybe a brush or something. But so yeah, all the white stuff and any more white stuff I can find. If you have suggestions for more white stuff, please leave it in the comments below and I will get more white stuff. Sets of washi tape. These are going to be fun. I'm very excited about this. So these are sets of washi tape. Now I've used washi tape in the past. All of my Copics I have put washi tape around. This is what's left of the last roll I have of this washi tape. Just so that they're easy to identify when I am at conventions and stuff and I bring my Copics with me. So it's just a strip of washi tape and that's all I've ever used it for. But I saw on the interwebs people using washi tape like toner paper. Like laying them out on drawings and using an X-Acto knife, which is why this is here, an X-Acto knife to cut in the right shape, and then it's like filled in, and then apparently you can put marker on top of it and it doesn't like rub off, which it feels shiny, so I don't know how true that is, or maybe I just had the wrong kind of washi tape, I don't know. But we're gonna experiment with that because it looks super cool and I'm very excited about it. So I have a whole bunch of washi tape. I actually have more washi tape coming in the mail because I went a little bit crazy on Wish and like lost my mind and spent stupid amounts of money on washi tape. But I'm very excited about it. So washi tape, yeah. Okay, next we're gonna talk about journaling. Now, bullet journaling, I watch Amanda Rachley, as probably most everybody in the universe does, because she is an awesome bullet journalist. Is that the term I want? Bullet journalist? Bullet journal maker? Bullet journal person. Yeah. And she swears by these Crayola Super Tips. I bought a pack of 50 at Office Max for $10. I was like $10 for 50 markers. That's like what, a nickel each or some nonsense? Yes, please, and thank you. I also got a whole bunch of colored pens because these are like my favorite pens, and when I was at Michael's. When I was at Michael's, I realized that they have colors that I've never seen before. So these are the normal colors that I am used to, these 5 colors. And these 5 colors are just like, blew my mind when I saw them. I went crazy. And then I am going to be using the zebra pens that y'all always see me using when I ink traditional artwork. They are my go-to inking pen. And they have this magical little, can you see that? Brush tip. And it's pretty good for writing in like calligraphy, fancy handwriting. I don't know what fine liner I'm going to use yet, just for like writing. Oh, and also I have these 2 metallic pens I use. They're the same brand as the white gel pen I use. They're the Signo Uniball, whatever they are. I use these in regular art. just so you know I'm telling the truth, here is my whole set of Copic markers. I have all of 359 colors. I think there are 359. I could also be making that up, I'm not sure. But here's my full set of Copic sketch markers and some of the refills that I have so that when I run out I can fill them up. One of the best parts about Copics is they're economical after you spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. At least it's a little bit cheaper if you buy ink refills. But so I have all of these Copics, but I want to compare stuff to Copics. Like, I know there are other markers out there. I want to branch out, broaden my horizons, if you will. So I decided I'm going to do a huge marker comparison. The only criteria I'm pretty sure so far is that they be alcohol-based ink and they advertise that they have a brush tip. They don't have to actually have a brush tip. They just have to say that they have a brush tip. And this is what I mean by brush tip. Now, they don't have to have this. A lot of places call a bullet tip a brush tip, which is not the same thing. Not at all. Bullet tip, brush tip, totally different things, but some companies don't seem to know the difference or care, and they tell you it has a brush tip, and they are lying. But anyway, I have the American Crafts Chromatics, Chameleon markers, Art and Fly markers, several sets of hashtag coloring markers, Marvy Uchida Le Plume, Neo Pico Deleter markers, Spectrum Noir markers, Fine Color markers. I plan on eventually getting the Artist Loft sketch markers. I also either want to do the Winsor & Newton brush markers or the Prismacolor brush markers. I'm not sure which yet, but one of those. And then as a bonus, I saw these and thought it was hilarious, and so I had to pick them up. I have Sharpie brush tips because I couldn't not do it. So yeah, I have the Sharpie brush tips. I'm assuming this is the whole set. I have as many of all of them as I could possibly find without getting duplicates, because I hate getting duplicate colors. So I bought like all of the Spectrum Noir, all of the Neo Pico Deleter. The Marvy Uchida Le Plume were really hard for me to get. I don't know why. They're Canadian based, so you would think, being in the northern US, that it wouldn't be that difficult, but it totally was. I believe I have all of the hashtag coloring ones off of Amazon. When I purchased, so this will clue you in. When I purchased these Chameleon markers to do this series that I'm going to do, this was all of them. There was only 22. And now I think there's a set of 30 that you can also get on top of the 22. So they've more than doubled the line since I started deciding that I was going to do this. I have all of the Art and Flies. This is all the chromatics as far as I know, and this is all the fine colors as far as I know. And I'm going to not compare them to the Copic sketch markers, but I have a whole bunch of criteria that I'm going to go down the list of and compare them along with the Copic sketch markers and see how they stack up against each other, just as at a totally neutral rubric. And then I have Fineliners. I also have all of the Fineliners that I could possibly find. The only one I don't have that I definitely want to get are the Unipin Fineliners, because I couldn't find them in my local stores, so I have to order them off Amazon too. But I have the Sakura Microns. I have these I found at Barnes & Noble. I have the Staedtlers. I have, of course, the Copic multi-liners in colored and in black. And this, I have all of the Copic liners, multi-liners in all of the colors. Because again, as referenced earlier in the video, I am a sick human being. But I also have Faber-Castells in multiple colors, multiple varying colors. I have these, which are technical drawing pens. I have the Spica glittery Copic at you Spica, whatever they're called. I have another kind of Sakura Micro Perm, it's called, that I've never heard of before. I've got Papermate Fineliners, felt tip Fineliners. Did I say Uchida Le Pen? I don't know, but I have them. These ones are already open. because I wanted to see how they work, because they say they're supposed to be 3D. Spoiler alert, they're kind of a little 3D. Oh, and of course I have the zebra pens that I always use. I'm gonna compare them all against each other and see how that goes. So yeah, a lot of comparison videos in my brain, hopefully gonna happen soon, which is hopefully exciting. I'm pretty sure that's all the things. I mean, you're probably thinking, okay, so isn't that enough? It's never enough. Doing art is like a sickness. Anyway, so yeah, there's all the fine liners done. Oh, and I bought this cool case that I just sort of shoved stuff in, but because I don't have a drawing pencil case, I am really, really bad about taking drawing utensils to conventions with me and stuff, so I bought a drawing pencil case. And yeah, I guess that's all. So yeah, lots of stuff to look forward to in the future. I hope you will join me, and I will try really hard to start posting regularly, which is exactly what I said last year, but we'll see how this year goes. I was gonna say it's a new year, but it's really not. It's the middle of July. It's almost August. There's nothing new about this year. I guess until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye.